Hello everyone, welcome back to another thrift store finds video. Amanda and I went out to a handful of places today, and first off, from 1998, some good old 90s Nick, we have this kid's suitcase, the wheeled and just perfect little thing for your young traveler, and now for your 40-year-old who wants the 90s nostalgia. That was a really cool find for like less than $5, and continued a lot of 90s finds and all kinds of other vintage stuff with tons of VHS and then a bunch of other things as well. Some Rugrats, the good old orange Nickelodeon VHS tapes. Found a bunch again in the bargain bins. Some VHS, some of those, some more Blue's Clues, which always does well when I have a small lot of those, and some Bear in the Big Blue House, and I have a couple of those already on the store, but they're different from these three, so I'm pretty sure I'm just going to delist those and just make a lot of those and sell it that way. Powerpuff Girls, the movie, the clamshell VHS version, and then a few more odds and ends and a couple that I want to check out. This one, the Abbott and Costello Go to Mars. I've always enjoyed Abbott and Costello's stuff, but I've never seen this one, Go to Mars, and that's one of the great things about finding this kind of stuff for cheap, like $2 or less at thrift stores. If there's a movie that I'm kind of curious about and it's not really readily available, or I just stumble across a movie, it's kind of like I can do a rental. I can grab it and I can watch it, and if I really like it, I can keep it or upgrade to a better version, and if I don't, I can sell it and at bare minimum make my money back. That's always one of the great things. There are lots of movies that that we've both checked out that way, where we're like, I'm kind of curious about this, but I wouldn't have spent more than 25 cents to check it out, and maybe find it in the Goodwill bargain bins for a quarter and check it out that way. So that's one of those that should be interesting. We have the Disney sing-along, the 12 Days of Christmas, some holiday fun, and a Maryland tape, so this is more than likely going to stay in our collection. As you know, my awesomely huge Marilyn Monroe collection in every form. How to Marry a Millionaire, really good, just a great lineup of a lot of my favorite stars. Even like William Powell has a smaller role in here, but Lauren Bacall and Betty Grable, just a great cast, stellar. One of the better comedic performances by Marilyn. This from the very specific is Marilyn Collection. It's been released a bunch of times. So this one with her eye on the side there is from a specific collection I've seen before, and this is cool. This is Hollywood Sex Symbols, a documentary all about the beautiful people of Hollywood back in the day, and there is a slightly similar that for a second when I first picked it up I thought it was I forget what it's called, but there's The Love Goddesses. There's another documentary called The Love Goddesses. I've been looking for that. It's only, I think, on Laserdisc and VHS. I've been looking for that, and that looks cool. But this is unusual because normally with these kind of tapes, it's pretty much always focused on the women. But here, you get a look at both. It's an equal opportunity, and that's actually more interesting. You see on the back here, you got like Cary Grant, one of the most handsome men ever in the world. Clark Gable in the front there. So it's cool to see a documentary actually do that, because I feel like every time I see anything related in any way to that category, it's just 100% focused on the women, which for me personally that's cool, but I like all aspects of old film and old Hollywood, so it's cool to explore that. Then we have Fritz Lang's Cloak and Dagger. Found a few really good condition. Both have old Kmart stickers on them. Rambo 3 and RoboCop 2. Those will both be ones for the store. Both fun movies overall. Rambo 3 and RoboCop, for me it's like I know a lot of people are really into RoboCop. For me it's like a one movie franchise. I like that first one, not really into much more. Rambo 3 is actually pretty good. I did enjoy that one. And then a few of these Columbia House. I always love these for classic TV shows. We have a bunch for like I Dream of Jeannie and Bewitched and all kinds of Star Trek, but I love these Columbia House collectors. So I found 3 volumes of Gilligan's Island with some various episodes. They had a bunch more there. I didn't want to grab like too many, so I just looked on the back and tried to pick some that have some episodes that I recognize that I really like. So that was really cool. I love Gilligan's Island. And we'll have another pickup in a little while. I think I just heard at the door. Amanda ordered the next one of those Firefly books, so that'll be really exciting to get into. Found another, if you watched my last video, found a ton of really good sci-fi books on tape, a lot of Star Trek. Found another one today, brand new sealed, which is always a good grab. a special edition copy of Aliens and Princess and the Frog. A little too modern Disney for me. I never watched it. I know Amanda watched it though, and I think she enjoyed it. Then on the book front, actually I'm going to go through the other stuff first because they're right here. Speaking of retro formats, I found some CEDs. There's only 3 CEDs left that I'm still looking for that I never ever come across to complete my collection. And for the store, it's so niche CED that it has to be something really specific, like a lot of really good, horror, sci-fi, or if they're brand new sealed and they cost $1, then I'll grab pretty much whatever. So I found a few. The same record store that he just brought some more stock out. The same record store that he just had a bunch that they got at like an estate sale or something, and I was there before and picked up a few, and those have all sold off, and grabbed what ones he had there. This is a good movie. I like this one, The Woman in Red. I just watched that on a beta not too long ago. It's a good one. And that's it for the retro formats. I found one Tweety, still with the Looney Tunes tag, a Valentine's Day Tweety bird, and these guys here, this little snack, I have 60 of them. They are the grocery gang. Play on the word grocery, but the gross, disgusting. It's all like rotted foods, and they're these little gummy toys. And I think there's another version. It's like Pet Pals or something like that, and these little rubbery things, and they made a very like a stereotypical like, oh, we got to make one for the young lads, and they decided little boys like gross. That was so often with a lot of these. You get the easy bake oven, and they're like, well, we want to appeal to a different demographic, so creepy crawlers. They do that very frequently with toys, and that's what these are. A big thing of 60 of them, and I was looking them up, and there's some around 150, so that was good to grab, and that would be a good lot. And then this, first Amanda was laughing at me. She's like, why the heck do you have a Carnival cruise ship? This is Imagination. Well, there are collectors of all different things. There's all stats on the bottom there. And for some people, this is their equivalent of me grabbing an Eagle Moss, Enterprise or something like that. They collect different seafaring vessels. My grandfather was into trains and had stuff like this, and it was all like different train models. So picked that up, and it was $1. So this was definitely a great grab because that should give me 50 times my money back. So that's worth grabbing for $1. And the last thing is a whole bunch of books. Picked up 2 for us, and then a bunch more for the store. Star Trek Enterprise. I don't run across, Star Trek in general, but Enterprise in particular, there weren't as many novels, obviously, as some of the older series. I don't even know how many, like, TOS or TNG ones over the years, but really cool. There are a handful of Enterprise books still on my list, and these 2 are on that. Don't own those, so those are for us. Everything else is for the store. Some Berenstain Bears, Indiana Jones. Amanda said she has a lot of all the other volumes except this one to put up, which we're waiting to find that. So she found that, some more kids stuff, and a big selection of hardcover Nickelodeon Nick Zone books, a bunch of different Nickelodeon TV shows. That was a good grab to lot up. Some classic Forgotten Realms, one of the more classic books from that series. Some Roger Zelazny. Picked up a couple of those. One random manga. Don't say manga. When we do, always grab it. One book collection that was definitely worth grabbing up from an Italian author I've not heard of before, but looks interesting, and the box set again is like worth like 20 times what I paid, so that was worth grabbing. And the last thing was a novelization of I don't know if it's original or based off one of the episodes, but it's Forever Night, which was an interesting show, especially if you're into Angel, the spinoff from Buffy. Forever Night would probably be up your alley as well. A little bit different tone, but very, very similar story-wise, and came first. And it was I think it was Canadian, Forever Night, and that was a good show. I do remember that. I have the first season randomly on DVD. Definitely a fun show, and there were not that many novels based off the show, and they were all fairly low print runs, so it's really cool to see that. I've actually never come across one. That was a lot of fun, and that is it for today. I'll see you guys in the next video.